Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Yin Yoga practice today. My name is Eleni. Thank you so much for joining. Today, our Yin Yoga practice is called Embracing Hibernation. During these colder months, it's nice to allow the body and the mind and the spirit to slow down. So we come from the seasons of the busyness, the doing-ness, the harvesting, and now it's time to retreat, go inward, and allow that processing of all the things. So doing Yin Yoga or gentle yoga, restorative yoga is a wonderful way to support the body and the energy during this time. And today's practice, we will need 2 yoga blocks and then a yoga blanket or a beach towel if you have one. We're going to get started in our first pose, which is a thread the needle on the belly. So let's go ahead and make our way onto hands and knees and come all the way down onto the belly. Now I will encourage you to have a block handy nearby just in case you want to access a prop to support the head. So we're going to start in a Sphinx pose, elbows underneath the shoulders, and then start to wiggle your fingers forward a little bit. We'll start to thread that left arm underneath the right. Now here's where it's nice for a prop. So you can rest the left side of the face on a block. Another option is to just bend this right elbow and use this arm as a pillow. Or if you have an actual pillow or your blanket that you like to scrunch or roll up here, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to use the block here to rest the head. And then you might need to shimmy or wiggle a little bit just so you get into that position where you feel like you can really soften and really let go. So here we can start to notice our breathing pattern. If it feels good for you to soften or close the eyes, feel free to do so. Noticing your ebb and flow of breath. And as you begin to draw the breath in, notice how the breath may float deeper into the body. So flowing down into the base of the belly, and with each inhalation, feel your belly expand. It's almost pressing into the earth, and you'll feel that widening through the low back as well. And I can offer some imagery here if that helps for those of you who may be visual learners. So breathing into the belly and imagining it like a balloon. So your belly is blowing up on the inhale, breathing into the belly and then breathing into the rib cage and breathing up into the chest. And this is our whole balloon here, our full torso. Now in this position, it might be a little constricted here to breathe into the chest, but you can imagine the breath floating up the spine and in between the shoulder blades as well. So as we're in this first posture, notice if there is any tension or clenching is the word I was looking for. If you're clenching, because it is our first posture, so it's almost like a warm-up. The body needs to kind of register what's going on. Can we relax? Is it safe to relax right now? So notice if there is, it can be in this upper arm that's threaded underneath. It can be anywhere in the body, really. So we can do a body scan here from the head to the toes. And just acknowledge the body, where it's at in this moment. And where it is perfect at this time. So allowing the breath to carry the waves of gentleness, calmness, settling through the body. And we'll give ourselves about 8 to 10 more breaths. And slowly we begin to release. So taking our time, begin to walk this right palm back and gently unthread this left arm. It may be tender here, and that's okay. We're going to reach the arms beside the body, release the forehead onto the floor, and then roll the shoulders up, down, and back. If it feels good, take the head to the other side, resting the right cheek. And allowing the body to settle here. So just taking a few moments in our counter pose to let the body settle in. Noticing any subtle shifts that have taken place. And then as we come back through the center, bringing our hands underneath the shoulders, we'll meet back in our Sphinx. Here we'll take that right arm this time, thread it underneath the left as you walk your left fingertips forward. Go ahead and grab a prop if you'd like to support the head. Keeping that left forearm on the earth. And then take any movements that you need so that you can feel comfortable and relaxed. Breathing deeply here, softening. And slowly begin to release. Walk that left palm back, press down to unthread the arm. Releasing any props, we'll make our way down onto our forehead, reaching the arms back. Rolling the shoulders here, up, down, and back. And then if it feels good, resting on the left side of the face. And bringing the palms underneath the shoulders. We'll press back through a child's pose here, bringing the big toes to touch and the knees wide and sitting the hips towards the heels. Reaching the arms forward and release through the forehead. And gently lifting the gaze, let's make our way into a tabletop here. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. We'll draw the belly down towards the earth as the tailbone lifts and the heart reaches forward. And then rounding the spine, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. You can pair with your breath here as we inhale, belly draws down, heart reaches forward. Exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale. So staying on all fours, feel free to grab your blanket here if you like to pad the knees. We're gonna move into grasshopper pose next. So this is a beautiful one for the shoulders and the chest. You can do this one on the belly as well, just doing the arm variation without the hips and the knees. So grabbing both of our blocks, we come onto all fours and then work your way down onto forearms. And we can keep the hips lifted here and curl the toes under, or you can start to shift back a little bit and you'll invite that stretch through the feet as well. So as we bring our palms together, we're gonna walk the elbows forward just a little bit and start to drape the chest and the forehead between the arms and between the blocks. And then maybe the tip of the thumb comes to the base of the neck. If you can reach the forehead towards the earth, feel free to rest the forehead here. And then adjust the arms as needed so that you can feel that stretch through your tricep muscle, the upper arm area, and make sure the neck is comfortable. So lots of things are going on here. We have a stretch through the feet if your hips are towards the heels. You may be feeling this if we have any tightness in the hips as well. And then the upper arms, the shoulders are getting a nice stretch as well. So just tune in. Have that sense of awareness of where the body is perhaps lighting up or feeling deeper sensation. If the body has any type of sharp pain, this is our cue to ease up or come out of the pose. So just notice that. If there's any type of sharp pain, tingling, numbness, anything like that, we need to allow the body to either come out or modify with a different posture or more props. Now you can also do this pose without the 2 blocks. So if it's too much for your shoulders, you can always release the blocks and do this with the elbows on the floor. We'll take a couple more breaths here. And releasing the arms. If you have this bind, gently start to lift through the hips and release your blocks, and we'll come onto all 4. So if you did have that toe variation, go ahead and release the tops of the feet and tap the tops of the feet. And then you can sit back here and roll the shoulders up and back, or come onto a regular seat and just roll the shoulders here. Excellent. We're going to move into our deer pose next. There's different ways to get into this pose, but I'm going to demo through a seat. So I'm going to come onto my blanket so I can sit on that outermost edge. And I will have my 2 blocks handy, and I'm going to bring them over to the right side. So feet come together and knees are wide, and we're in our butterfly pose. And as I have the blocks to the right, I'm going to lift this left leg and draw the knee perhaps in line with the hip if we can. Notice if you can get that 90-degree angle here, and if not, feel free to bring the heel a little bit closer. So walking that right foot out as well. So we almost have like deer antlers. You can stay lifted here, especially if twisting and folding is not good for your spine or you have any type of injury. You can also start to twist upright. And then our last option here is to start to fold. So here you're going to adjust your legs as needed. If you want to bring them closer towards the body, that's fine as well. So as you start to settle in here, notice the spine. And we want to make sure that we are being extra gentle here. So again, if this is too much, please come back up to a seat or a lifted twist. Taking this moment here to perhaps scan the body again. And notice where the sensation is as we take this shape. Every shape and every day is going to feel different. So even if we do a pose every single day, our bodies show up in a different way. Things might feel more alive. Things might feel tight. Things might feel more flexible. It just depends on what's going on and how our body is showing up. So we bring kindness here. We bring a sense of gentleness to wherever we're at, knowing that we are showing up for ourselves in this moment. And as you hold here, if you feel more comfortable coming closer to the earth, you can start to release your props if that feels good. So what does hibernation mean to you? When I think of hibernation, I think of warmth, fire, cozy blankets, maybe some hot chocolate or warm drinks. I think of sleep. I think of darkness. And I'll admit that this is one of my favorite times of the year, is slowing down. The turn of the season. And slowly begin to lift the gaze. We'll walk the hands back. And then let's go ahead and glide this left knee on top of the right. We're going to take it slow and let's move into some windshield wiper here, counter pose. So one of the most wonderful things about Yin is how close to the earth that we are in this practice. Most of the poses are on the ground. There is a standing fold that we do as one of the postures, but for the most part, we're really close to the ground. And just feeling that support of being grounded is so nurturing, at least for me. I'll speak for myself. All right, let's come back through butterfly pose. And we'll take this right knee, lift it, and walk it out. Again, you play with the dimensions here and the angles of the legs. 90-90, a little bit closer. So this is also a variation of a pigeon pose, right? If you were to bring your legs in a little bit and fold forward. So that's just a little side note. So go ahead and twist here to your left if we're twisting, and we start to fold over this left leg. And notice how this side may feel a little bit different. Take your movements here so we can soften into a place of stillness. If you can start to let the head go and that's comfortable for the neck, you can feel the head get heavy here. So often it can be hard to slow down. It can be jarring if we are used to being on the go so often. Sometimes I notice for myself, if I have time, I have a break, I can sometimes fall into a state of collapse where I am just so tired. I am doing lots of yin or meditation, and feeling like I need to almost regroup my energy. And so part of working with the cycles of nature is that we don't have to experience burnout necessarily to be in balance. If we can look at nature and notice how nature shifts and changes and grows and the leaves die and it gets cold, if we can treat our energy in this way, which is very difficult, it's easy to say, and it's a hard concept with a lot of what we have going on in the world when we have jobs that maybe don't support the cycles of nature and the seasons as well. So giving ourselves permission that we don't have to push, that it is not our job as a human being to be pushing through our life, and that we deserve to slow down. We deserve to rest. We deserve everything that we need so that we can feel in tune with the cycles of the earth and in tune with ourselves, because we ultimately are nature. So just breathing with that. And of course, any of my offerings and rants, you can always take it or leave it, right? And take what works for you. And I love that quote. I'm not sure who created it first, and I'm sure you've heard lots of yoga teachers say, we're not human doings, we're human beings. So if you want to come a little closer here, you can release your props. Beautiful. Let's take another deep breath here. And then slowly begin to press up. And we're going to gently glide that right knee on top of the left and bring the feet down and windshield wiper right to left. All right, let's make our way onto our backs. And we're gonna come into a figure 4 here. So if you want a block to support your foot, go ahead and grab it here. And as we make our way onto our back, take that right ankle, cross it over the left, let the right knee flare out to the right side. You can stay just as you are. You can start to lift the foot and place a block underneath the left foot, or draw the left knee in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh. And again, incrementally working through this pose is also very great. So you can take different variations of this posture as we take the hold. Just being here in this space. If it feels good, closing the eyes. Knowing that taking this space for ourselves, this moment, this breath, this body, is a form of embracing hibernation. Slowing down to feel the feels. Yin is such a great metaphor for that concept of slowing down, because as we slow down and hold the pose, we can really feel what's going on physically. We can really notice, and we can take space in those edgy parts. We can explore them, we can breathe into them. And what a beautiful metaphor for this time of the year as we slow down, knowing that things can arise. If things may feel edgy or intense, just like a yin practice can be, we have our breath as an anchor. Releasing this left foot, grounding it to the earth, and crossing the right. If it feels good, take windshield wipers here, right to left. Tick-tock the knees. And we'll take it to the other side. Left ankle crosses over right, opening out to the left. Incrementally move into your posture if you are lifting the leg. Otherwise, keep that right foot rooted. You can also bring a block or draw the knee towards the chest, interlace behind the right thigh. Releasing the right foot, releasing the bind with the hands, releasing the left foot, tick-tock the knees here, right to left. And then as we hug the knees to the chest, we'll move into our spinal twist here. Knees fall to the right, reach out with the left arm. You can let the head stay neutral here or start to gaze over the left fingertips. Knees coming back through the center as they float to the other side, reaching out with the right arm. Knees floating back through center. Let's take a happy baby pose. Grabbing outer edges of the feet or shins, flexing the feet here. If it feels good, you can rock here, right to left. We're just gonna be here a couple breaths. Releasing when you're ready. Let's find our master pose, Shavasana. You can grab 2 blocks and place them underneath the knees if that feels good. You can also wrap up with a blanket so that you can feel extra cozy. Making yourself as comfortable as possible. Socks and sleeves, whatever feels good. And then once you find that sweet space where you can let the body fully relax, start to soften inwards. Perhaps the eyes gently close or soften here. Take that last full body scan from the head to the toes. And just notice how the body may feel different at this time. As you settle here, feel the body supported by the earth. Feel a sense of warmth washing through the body. safe and whole. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, the ankles and the wrist. It may feel good to reach the arms overhead and point the toes forward, taking a full body stretch. And gently allowing the knees to hug into the chest, rocking here. We might start to rock onto one side. And gently start to press up through seated. Reaching the arms high, taking that big breath in, scooping on in all your inner light, and bringing the hands to the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today on this beautiful journey through Yin Yoga. I'm wishing you all peace, happiness, and joy. And until we see each other again,